Hey, you guys. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. You guys, Cheyenne Floyd from Teen Mom. She has gotten a lot of the Teen Mom fans a little upset, a little bothered. They are not happy with what she is basically putting on them. Cheyenne Floyd, who we know from Teen Mom, she was first on Are You the One, a dating show, right? But she is most known for Teen Mom. She has been on Teen Mom for like the past 9 seasons. And she did an interview recently where she said that she knows she wasn't liked on Teen Mom. And she did say, let me just put it out there. She did say she understands one of the reasons she wasn't liked was because she wasn't an actual teen mom. But she also did say something else that has a lot of people, a lot of the fans kind of up in arms. And they're like, no, girl, that's not it. So she says that another reason the Teen Mom fans did not like her is because they weren't ready to see a privileged black woman or black girl on the show. So a lot of people are calling her out and saying that is not the case at all. I want to, I think something that we have to take into account is when you watch a show called 16 and Pregnant or Teen Mom, you are watching that based off the title. You know, okay, 16 and Pregnant, Teen Mom. You are going into this with the thought you are about to watch young people. I mean, when I watched 16 and Pregnant, I had no idea that everybody wasn't 16. We didn't find out that Amber Portwood wasn't 16 until a couple years later. But I believe she was 16 because she looked 16. I didn't even know that Cheyenne wasn't a teen mom until a couple years later. And then I was like, maybe actually, I think I found out maybe after the first season. I think I found out after her first season. I saw people online talking about it, and I was like, wait a minute. Why is she on the show then? Especially when it was like she was 24. I'm like, wait, 24? So we're just kind of doing away with the whole premise of the show because it's a lot different watching a 24-year-old raise a child versus a 16, 17, 18-year-old, even a 19-year-old. Those are still teens. Ashley, wasn't she 20 when she had Holly? Let me see. Okay, so let me go over the cast. So the original Teen Mom cast was Macy Bookout, Farrah, Abraham, Amber Portwood, and Caitlin. Macy was 17, Farrah was 17, Caitlin was 17, and Amber was 18. So none of them were actually 16. None of them was actually 16. That's hilarious. Okay. Ages of the Teen Mom, 2 girls. Chelsea was 18 at the time that she gave birth. She got pregnant at 17. Kale was 17. Leah was 17. And Janelle was 18. Now I'm getting this from ChatGPT. Hopefully it's right. So all of the girls were at, let me see, how old was Ashley? Yep, she was 20. Hold on. Ashley was 20 years old when she gave birth to her daughter, Holly. Ashley's birthday is September 3rd, 1996. Holly's birthday is September 16th, 2027. Ashley had just turned 21 about 2 weeks before Holly was born. So she was 21. If ChatGPT is right. Sometimes I put too much. Sometimes I put too much trust in ChatGPT. I'll tell you guys that. That's insane. But I will say, watching the show, I never even questioned if those girls were teens. I really didn't. I just assumed, okay, we're watching a show called 16 and Pregnant. They're all teens. We're going to listen to what Cheyenne had to say because Cheyenne points out, she also points out that she came from money. She says they weren't ready. Oh my goodness, I have a fly in here. She says they were not ready to watch a black girl that came from money. She said, but there were other girls that came from money and they didn't have a problem with them. But I'm still like, the reason though is because a 16, 17-year-old who's been living with mom and daddy gets pregnant and is like, okay, I'm going to try to move out on my own at 16, 17 years old, even 18 years old. It is vastly different as a 16, 17, 18-year-old moving into your own apartment, with your boyfriend or your best friend living with you and trying to raise your baby when your parents have money versus being a 24-year-old? Is it easier if you come from money so you do have parents helping you out, helping pay some of your bills? Absolutely, it is easier. It was easier for Chelsea and Macy. 100% it was easier for them because they did come from money and their parents did help them financially. Whereas somebody like Kel Lowry, Caitlin and Tyler, who else? I mean, Brianna just lived with her parents forever. So she lived with her mom and her sister forever. Farah. Um, so it is easier when you come from money, but they were still teens figuring out their relationship, you know, having babies with boys that were not ready to settle down. So we're going to watch what she has to say. I have linked the full interview in the description box below if you guys want to go check it out. All right, so it's Cheyenne Davis on unexpectedly becoming a reality TV star. And it is at the top of my description box. We're going to watch a little bit of it and then we're going to talk about it because people are like, no, 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 no. Like the issue wasn't that you were black or that you came from money. It was the issue was you did not, like you were not a teen mom at all. You were 24. Might as well put it there. Why would they put a 24-year-old on teen mom? That is just so wild. Might as well put a 30-year-old on teen mom. And she does explain this though. She does say like they really liked her family, they really liked her story, but there was not a show that they could put her on outside like Teen Mom that really showed her life. So they just stuck her there. But I'm like, well, why didn't they make a show? Why didn't they make a show? Why didn't they do her own reality show following her and her family rather than put her on Teen Mom? Because in my opinion, MTV is the reason she got so much crap. I think MTV is the reason she got so much crap. She signed on a show that was about teen pregnancy when she wasn't a teen mom. So all the teen mom fans was like, what? We don't want you. You don't understand the struggle. You're not struggling. We don't like it. And it was because simply she was not a teen mom and she did not understand the struggle at all of being a teen parent. So I think the network kind of calls that, if you ask me. But let's go ahead. Let's listen to the interview. Oh, and this is she's friends with the host. I've never seen this podcast, but it's interesting.
What was it like being on the show your first season as like the new girl on the cast?
Awful.
Yeah,
it was hard because
don't mess with you, Shy. I'm just kidding.
The audience.
Oh,
yes. They were not accepting because number one, I was not a teen mom. I fully own that. And number two, I was the first person of color to join this cast that has.
But she really wasn't. So I do want to. Can you guys still hear me? I moved my mic down a little bit. But she wasn't the first black girl on the show. Let's see. Let me share with you guys. So Ebony Jackson was on 16 and Pregnant, and she was the first black girl on 16 and Pregnant. And then Teen Mom, it was Ashley Jones. Let's see. Yeah, so you had Ebony on 16 and Pregnant, and then you had Ashley Jones on, why is that not popping up? You had Ashley Jones on Teen Mom. So she wasn't, Ebony was the first season of 16 and Pregnant, I do believe. So I'm like, girl, you've been on that show long enough. You should know that you weren't the first black girl on the show. Nat says, sorry, but I also can't get past who she chose for godfather for her daughter. Isn't her daughter's godfather P. Diddy's son? So Ashley was on Young and Pregnant, but Ashley was transitioned over to Teen Mom. Okay, so Cheyenne's daughter, Ryder, her godfather is Diddy's son. I don't remember his name. What's his name? Anybody remember his name? Which son it is? Cheyenne Floyd's daughter, Ryder. Godfather. I don't remember which one. Justin Combs. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Justin Combs. They have literally, I had no idea. I remember seeing some pictures from a birthday party, maybe it was Ryder's birthday party. And I saw some of them there and I was like, how do they have connections to Diddy? Like what? And I was like, oh, that's kind of spooky. That's kind of scary. All right, so let's go back over to the video and continue listening. But that was one thing that I was like, girl, you've been on the show. You should know that you weren't the first Black girl in the franchise. And here's the thing. When I say franchise, 16 and Pregnant became Teen Mom. So when I say the franchise, I'm thinking 16 and Pregnant that had Ebony Jackson. I'm thinking, Young and Pregnant that had Ashley, who was then transitioned over to Teen Mom. So she would have been the third Black girl. There were also, Black guys on the show too. Some of the daddies. All right, let's continue listening.
Been all white basically, and I don't think that the audience was ready to see a person of color that did not come from a underprivileged background. I think that reality TV for brown people, we're pulling each other's hair out. We're arguing. We've come from the mud. Like those are the stories that are highlighted, where I came from a different story. I grew up in private school. My parents have always done well. Like I'm very educated. So
There's a lot of support.
The support, the village.
Businesses, they own houses, property.
Right. Like I just don't think they were ready to see that.
Yeah.
And they were like, you shouldn't be here because you don't come from struggle. But there was other girls on Teen Mom that also didn't come from struggle, but they just didn't look like me.
Yeah.
So it was.
But the struggle with those other girls were that they were real teen moms. So being a teen mom, if you come from money or not, can still be a big struggle. And we saw Macy and Chelsea move out onto their own, move into their own place and struggle with their relationships with their baby daddies. And that resonated with us. That resonated with us because I know I was 21 when the show came out. And because I had gotten pregnant at 17 and had my daughter at 18, the show really resonated with me. I was like, oh my God, I know what it's like to be 18 years old. You just had this baby and the daddy is running the roads and don't want to settle down, don't want to be a dad. And so we saw that with Macy. We saw that with Chelsea. And we kind of understood what it was like to be young parents, 18-year-old parents going through that struggle with being a new mom and dealing with the boyfriends and being young and in love and stupid. Whereas she didn't really have that. She was 24. So that's a big difference. Big difference.
It's accepting of them, but not of me.
Yeah. I feel like you've shared so much of your life on reality TV. What has been one of your, let's say, favorite moments that you've shared? And then what has been one of your worst moments that you've shared?
Oh gosh. Favorite moments. I've given birth.
Okay, we're going to skip that part. But I really think she's misunderstanding the difference between her coming from a privileged background versus Macy coming from a privileged background and Chelsea coming from a privileged background. It is still a lot harder as a teenage mom. Yeah, I mean, right. 24 is arguably a normal age to have kids. Isn't it? I'm like, if any of my, listen, if any of my kids make it to 24, I'm going to feel like mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. I mean, I think most parents were 18, obviously. I'm like, oh, if I could just get them to 18, make sure they get to 18 and none of them end up pregnant. I've done my duty. But if they get pregnant at 24, I'm going to feel like absolutely 24 is the age that maybe I want them to start having kids. We were in the pool the other day. I think it was the 4th of July. We were all in the pool and it was me and my daughter who's 21 and my son that's 18 and my nephew who's 18 or my nephew that's 21 and my son that's 15. And we were all talking about kids. My youngest is 9. So my son said something along the lines of, by the time all your kids is out of the house, Mom, you're gonna have grandkids. And I said, well, I hope it's before. I hope I start having grandkids before my last leaves the house because she's 9. I got a 21-year-old, I got an 18-year-old, and 24 is I think it's a very normal age. I mean, she was done with college. She had gone to high school, gone to college, finished college, gotten a degree, was working. I mean, here's the thing. All new moms struggle. All new moms struggle. Being a parent is hard. Being a new parent is hard. So, I mean, if they wanted to make a show about her titled New Parent, I don't know, like First Time Mom, something like that. Maybe that's what they should have done. Made a whole show based off first time moms. But Teen Mom was not where she needed to be. And I think she got so much heat because she wasn't a teen mom and it had nothing to do with her being black or her coming from money. I don't think I mean, maybe some people, because listen, I'm sure there's some people, there's bad people in everywhere and in everywhere. There are absolutely bad people. So there probably is some people that just didn't like her because she was black. I'm not going to say that. But I would probably say the majority of the teen mom fan base was like, you don't belong here because you're not a teen mom. No other reason. Just that. Right? All right. We are going to listen to another clip where she's asked what she wished she had known before she started doing reality TV. Commercial. Sorry, guys. Didn't they cast her and Bristol Palin to replace Farrah? I think so. I don't remember.
I wish that when I signed up to do Teen Mom that I had more information. I really think that I was not mentally prepared of what it all entailed. I also feel like I wasn't prepared from the standpoint of comments and the negative energy that would be thrown towards me. I don't think I was prepared for that. And then I think I made a lot of rookie mistakes. We showed our house, the outside of our house. And I think the other girls were okay doing that because, no offense to them, they live in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
Yeah.
And we live in the city of LA. So now I put almost like a target on my back with showing my home. It was just too easy for people to find us and they had too much accessibility to us. So when we did the next season, I was like, you guys can't show the outside of my house because I live in the city. And then
hold up. Am I tripping? Or when they built their house, did we see the outside of their new built house? I feel like she shared her new house after it was built. Did she not? Am I tripping? Maybe I'm tripping.
That did make a difference that I saw.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for me that I'm dipping my toes now in reality TV?
Honestly, Yris, I feel like you're so smart with business stuff that I know your contract is locked. I know that is done. But I think the biggest thing is realizing that there's going to be people that love you and there's going to be people that hate you for no reason at all. And just stay truthful to who you are. And my biggest thing is I care about what my family thinks about me. I care about if I'm a good friend. I can't care about Susie Q in Oklahoma that's mad at me for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But it goes in waves.
I don't like to read comments and stuff like that. I'm a big block. I'll block. So if you have nothing nice to say, do not comment.
That's definitely something when you are on social media, you just got to accept the fact that some people are going to say negative things about you and you don't know them. So who cares? Heather says people just didn't like her and she couldn't accept people not liking her. So she threw out the race card. Her thinking people should like her is kind of narcissistic. Oh, interesting take, Heather. Bristol Palin was not a teen mom. She was on Teen Mom. Hold up. I thought Bristol Palin was a teen mom. Am I wrong? I remember it was a big scandal when she got pregnant. A big scandal when she got pregnant because her mom was running for vice president. Let me look it up because now I'm curious. They should have had Britney Spears' little sister on there. Never mind, everybody hates her. Okay, so it says she was a teen mom. She got pregnant at 17 and was 18 when she gave birth to her first son, Trip. Literally, hey Marsha, I would have liked to see Jamie Lynn Spears on Teen Mom. I really would have, just because that would have been interesting. I feel like she was a baby when she got pregnant. I was like, what? This girl, she's 12. How is a 12-year-old pregnant? Who's not watching their 12-year-old? I remember she looked so young. All right, we're gonna listen to one more clip of how did she get on the show. This interview is really interesting, honestly. How did she get on Teen Mom?
Right?
Right.
You were 24.
Yes.
How did that happen? How is that possible?
So after I did Are You the One, they asked me to do the challenge. I did not know anything about the show either. I just said sure because at the time, now I just got my first Are You the One check. I was like, oh, I can make money from this.
You're like, I'll do this again.
I'm like, hell yeah, I'll do this again. Peace out, Image Quest. I looked at my parents like, never working for you again.
Yeah.
And I was like, sure, I'll do that show. So I did the challenge. I ended up getting pregnant after the challenge, and I had Ryder, who was my oldest, and my friend Zaina worked at Viacom at that time, and she asked me, can I just shoot a 30 seconds of you and Ryder's dad?
Ain't that interesting? That was something that I never knew, that Cheyenne's friend worked for Viacom. Interesting.
Explaining how Ryder got here, and I'm like, ugh.
And Ryder's dad, Corey, was also
on the challenge,
a reality show for MTV called The Challenge.
Yes. And I was like, sure, but that story's a whole nother podcast. And I was like, I don't really want people to know. Like, I was not accepting of how I handled that situation. And she was like, we're not going to show anyone. I'm like, fine. So she shot the clip. It ended up getting passed around Viacom's office. And I got a call to do Teen Mom maybe 2 weeks later. They had said that a spot had just opened up on this show, Teen Mom OG. We want you to do it. I said, you guys know I'm like 25, right? Like, I'm not a teen mom. And they're like, yeah, we know, but you look young. And honestly, like, we want to continue to follow your journey. There's no other shows that fit in this lane of where your life is right now. So will you do it? And if I'm completely honest, at first I was like, I don't know, I'm going to give you a call back. And I Googled, how much do the girls from Teen Mom make? I called them back so fucking quick. Sorry, can you cuss on this? Yeah. I called them back so quick.
What was the number? What'd you see?
So I saw at the time that one of the girls was in court, and it got released that she was making $200,000 to $300,000 a season. I looked it up. They were shooting 2 seasons a year, and the show shoots year round.
You were like,
I said, I'm 16. I could be 16 any day of the week for you guys. Yeah.
Listen, I can't hate on her. Because if I were asked to do a show, if I was asked, hey, will you do Teen Mom? And I saw they were making $250,000 per season, I would probably be like, yeah. And then I would take the hate. I would take all the hate of people saying, you're not a teen mom. You're not. And I was like, I know they asked me to do the show. I tried to tell them. They offered to pay me. So I did it. Hate on them, guys. Blame them, not me. Somebody made an interesting point that Jay Klein was not a teen mom either. They literally tricked us. MTV just threw a bunch of girls together. Jade Klein was 21 when she gave birth to her daughter. What? Even 16 and pregnant. None of them were 16 when they gave birth. That's insane. Exactly. Like, my thing is, like, you even said I'll be 16 all day long. So you knew you signed up for a show called Teen Mom. So I think people's biggest complaint is she is saying, all of us fans, the issue was that, yes, that she wasn't a teen mom, but it was also that the show was not ready. The fans were not ready to see a Black, successful, privileged girl on the show. That we weren't ready for that. And I'm like, girl, no. If it would have been a 16-year-old, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a 16, 17-year-old having a baby and going through life and trying to figure everything out. When I found out you were 24, I felt like, what? Hold on. No wonder why her life isn't that hard. She's 24. No wonder why she's so mature. Like, way more mature than some of the other people. Like, we saw Chelsea, bawling her eyes out over Adam. We saw Janelle, like, refusing to put her party days behind her. Whereas she definitely just seemed way more mature than most of the other cast. And that's why, because she was 30. And she was almost 30. I'm just kidding. She was 24. Which on here she said she was 25. Honestly, reality shows are not reality these days. Right? That's why I watched it. That's why I watched the show, because I was a teen mom and I wanted to see how other people lived. I wanted to see. I remember when the trailer came out and being like, "Oh, that is a show for me. That is a show for me. I can't wait to watch that." And I was obsessed with it. That's what got me doing what I do, because I was obsessed with the show and I watched every episode and I understood a lot of the girls' struggles. I've said this a million times. My story was very similar to Chelsea and to Macy, except my parents didn't have money. My stories were very, very, very similar to theirs. In the fact that I was like, I was head over heels over my baby daddy, whereas he just wanted to live his life and not be a dad, not settle down. He struggled with his demons and addiction, and I chased him for many years, hoping that he would just want his family when that's not what he wanted. So their story resonated with me a lot back then, because at 20 years old, I was still in the midst of that. I was still in the middle of the back and forth with him. So I saw Chelsea doing it with Adam and Macy doing it with Ryan, and it was wild to watch these other teenagers going through it. Anyways, let's continue listening.
So now we're 9 years later. We've shot Teen Mom OG, Teen Mom Next Chapter, Teen Mom Family Reunion, and we've shot those shows for the past 8 years.
What was it like being on the show your first season as like the new girl on the cast?
She's already answered that. So it is a really interesting video. She literally talks about, let me see if I want to play this. I do want to play this.
Everyone keeps asking me how.
She talks about when she first applied to be on the very first reality TV show. She applied to be a zombie on The Walking Dead, and then how it turned into them saying, "Well, you're not a fit for that. You're not a fit for The Walking Dead, but we got something else we would like for you to try." And it was the dating show where she met Corey. What is that show called? And as she was doing like her Zoom meetings, they weren't really taking it that seriously, because she really didn't think she would get it. She was like, whatever. So she talks about one of the Zoom meetings with the producers. It's really funny.
At the convention center, because the convention has all the shows, and I set my computer up.
Okay, so she's doing a big Zoom meeting for Are You the One? She's going to sit down and talk to producers, and she's talking about this. Really funny.
In the office, and my dad, and you've seen my dad.
Mm-hmm.
My dad is a big, large black man, and he lays down on the floor in the back of my interview, and he's holding these like 5-foot flowers. And he's holding them so that it's my background on the interview, but they can see him.
Yeah.
And it's all these like higher ups from this network. And they're like, "Sir, what are you doing back there?" And he's like, "I'm not here. I'm just setting the scene."
That's hilarious.
We were honestly taking it as like a joke. Like we were cracking up, and they're like asking me all these questions. They're like, "We're going to start to ask your daughter about like her sexual orientation and sex." And
that's like, go for it.
Yeah. My dad was like, "Okay." And I'm answering all these questions very openly in front of my dad. And they're like, I'm sure they're thinking this family's freaking weird.
But that is your family. You guys are very open about everything. And I feel like they're so supportive of you and everything that you do. And I want to talk about your mom for a second, because her investing $1,000 for your audition, she's a Taurus. Okay. Yeah. Margaret is me. Okay. And she doesn't play. And I feel like she was like, "No, you're going to go to this audition and look your best."
Yes.
And I fully stand behind you. And would you do the same thing?
Lisa, I have it linked at the top of the description box below, but I can't see all the comments. I can, but they're on a very tiny side of my screen. And all I saw you say is, "Never mind, I'll find it myself." And I was like, what is she saying? So I had to scroll all through the comments, and then I saw your question mark, and I'm like, what is she asking? I don't know what she's asking. And then I finally saw you say, "Where can I see this interview or podcast?" I have it linked at the top of the description box below. But the way the chat works, if you don't ask right behind each other, I'll definitely miss it. I miss most of the comments most of the time. But anyways, let's continue.
Writer was going to audition for a reality show?
I would. Yeah. But I think I put emphasis on how much she spent only because back then that was
a big deal.
That was
okay, yeah. So I really thought that it was funny. I thought that it was hilarious that when she was doing like her Zoom meeting with producers, her dad literally got 2 big flowers and laid on the floor and held them up to set the background. So it looked like a nice background. And they were like, "We can see you." He's like, "Yeah, but you don't see me. I'm just setting the scene. I'm just setting the stage. You don't see me." I was like, dude, this family's wild. This family's crazy. We need to get them on the show. But my thing is like, why not get them their own show? Like, put them on their own show, because that is strictly MTV, Viacom. That is their fault that, the fans didn't accept her because she wasn't a teen mom. I don't think it was. If it was about color, it may have been a very small portion, but I definitely think, I mean, even now, finding out that Jade was 21, I'm like, what? I feel like I was scammed. Like they scammed me. Which Jade struggled. She did struggle. And her story, I liked watching her story because her boyfriend struggled with addiction and then her mom struggled with addiction. So she had a very entertaining story. And it was, but I had no idea. And I thought she was 16 too when she came on the show. They just scammed us. But anyways, you guys. So yeah, let me read some of the comments because some of the comments, I don't know about anyone else, but I didn't like her when she came on because she was not a teen mom on a show called Teen Mom. She shouldn't have been there. Not because she is black, but because she has, but because she was a whole adult already when she had her kid. On top of that, she came from money. So it's not like she was even young, struggling, or a relatable mom. She already had her college degree. She had already been on a reality TV show. She was a F-list celebrity. It's silly that she was ever casted. I think a lot of people felt the same way, and nobody said anything about her skin color or her financial status. She was just not a teen mom. Her family had money, so she never faced any of the same struggles as a teen mom would. And I just never found her relatable. I didn't like her as an addition to the show because she had her daughter at 24. So not even close to being a teen mom. It was clear they only added her and Corey because they were from other MTV shows. So I said, dang, so you mean I could have been on Teen Mom as a married woman at 24 with my first baby? Rich lady in her 20s signs up for a show about struggling pregnant teens and doesn't grasp why fans reject her. Sweetie, read the room. I mean, I just thought it was weird AF because she wasn't even a teen mom. Like, Bristol Palin sucked, but at least she was a teen mom. Cheyenne felt like such a random casting. I didn't care for her because she was never a teen mom. Fast forward, all her scenes, most boring segments where nothing happened. So the comments that I'm seeing about this are, people are like, what? No way. Like, that is not the issue. I made a post about it. I saw several other creators make posts about it. And all of the comments were like, that is not why. We did not. And she does acknowledge that. So it's not like she doesn't acknowledge that she wasn't a teen mom. It's just she is like, yeah, they didn't like me because I wasn't a teen mom, but also because the fans, the teen mom fans, they weren't ready for a black privileged girl to be on the show.
I've been on MTV.
Are you that? So yeah, this is her first little introduction on the show.
Yay! I'm Cheyenne. I've been on MTV's Are You the One and The Challenge. I met Corey while filming the show.
Cheyenne, boy, does she look like Rihanna, and that's my dream girl. That's love.
Somebody commented and said, Cheyenne looks like Rihanna and is your dream girl, but you married Taylor, who I wonder if Taylor's ever seen you.
And months later, at the reunion, we hooked up.
I don't kiss and tell. But wait, what?
Me neither. I never.
Okay, so you kiss. Okay, fine.
I had a boyfriend at the time, so when I found out I was pregnant, I wasn't sure who the father was.
Oh no.
I never thought that I would have a baby before I got married. I did everything by the book except this. It wasn't until Ryder was 6 months old that we got the DNA test and found out that Corey was the father. Now we're co-parenting Ryder, and
right. Taylor's the opposite.
I love you.
I recently started dating Zach, a family friend.
He got me Simon on
Valentine's Day.
I was trying to think of when did Simon's there.
And he just moved in with me and my sister.
So, yeah, I mean, literally, she 24 when she had, yeah, that's the issue. It's definitely not, that we weren't ready to. I would love to see successful Black girls on a show. But if it's on Teen Mom when they're 24, I think people's going to be confused. Yeah, they do co-parent really well. I do love that. I do love that Cheyenne and Corey can put whatever issues they have to the side for Ryder. That's a very hard thing to do, co-parenting with someone. It's hard for you to always put the kid first, but they have great co-parenting skills. I love that for them because, I mean, Ryder is very lucky that she has two parents that are willing to, it seems like almost all the time, put her before anything else. And that's really good. So yeah, I hate that she thinks that. I hate that she thinks that's like why most Teen Mom fans didn't take to her, because I really don't think that's the case. I really don't. I just think it's because she wasn't a Teen Mom. Anyways, you guys, a lot of flack going on online right now. Literally, like, creators are doing videos and posts are being made, and people are like, "Girl, no, read the room. That's not why. This is why." But here's the interview. Let me show you guys again. I don't think I even. No, I didn't. I did not tag this video. That's not going to work. Okay, so this is the video. Cheyenne Davis on unexpectedly becoming a reality TV star. Cheyenne Davis on unexpectedly becoming a reality TV star against all odds. This is the name of the channel. And then I linked it in the description box below, on my description box. So if you want to watch it, just click on my description box. It's one of the top links. You can go, you can watch it. But yeah, leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, you guys, don't forget, I'm going to be live on TikTok at about 8:15, 8:30 Central Time tonight with Bree. She is a marriage and family therapist intern who specializes in trauma. We're going to be talking about Colin Gosselin growing up in the Gosselin household for the first 11 years of his life, and then being put in an institution, abandoned by his mom, taken in by his dad, and all, how that affected him now, how that could affect him, what type of an adult that he is. Colby, I will upload it here. So we'll be live tonight. The video will be uploaded here either later tonight or sometime tomorrow. I'll need time to download it, probably make a few edits, and then put it on here. But yes, you will be able to see it'll be like a pre-recorded video though. You won't get to see it live, but we'll be live on TikTok, but it will be uploaded here. So you will have the opportunity to see it. But if you guys are interested, Colin Gosselin also did announce that he is going to be on Special Forces on this season of Special Forces. The season coming out. Hold on, Season 5 is coming out this fall. Let me go find his post. He uploaded the little promo for the show. I love. I literally I feel so happy for him. There we go, right there. Is it music? Yes, music. So can't play music. Matt Barnes. I don't know. Candace Cameron Burr, David, somebody, Brandy Glanville. That was somebody that I didn't know was Brandy Glanville was going to be on it. She didn't come out in the leak picture. I don't know who that is. Ruby Rose, Hannah, somebody. That's Nick Cannon's baby mama. Alexia, Mauricio Umansky. So several people. Can't wait. I cannot wait. And I feel like all the internet aunties are like, yay, go Colin. I'm literally so happy for him. I'm definitely going to be cheering him on. Definitely going to be watching it. I might even watch it live on TikTok. When it comes out, maybe we'll go live on TikTok and we'll watch it together. Anyways, you guys, my husband is cutting grass. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but he's right beside my office. So I'm going to go ahead and close this one out. Don't forget, 8:15, 8:30 tonight, we'll be live over on TikTok. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, go follow me. It's by the same name, Elle Bee. And yeah, let me your thoughts about Cheyenne. She's getting a lot of flack for this. I hope if she reads the comments, she comes to a better understanding of why she really did get so much flack, and that she can just accept that. Like, hey, I know I signed on to do this show when I wasn't even a teen mom, so I can take the fact that I wasn't accepted. But I mean, over the years, I feel like more people started accepting her and started liking her over the years, I think, right? Anyways, give this video a thumbs up if you haven't yet. Oh, we only have like 49 thumbs up, I think. So if you guys don't mind, when I close this one out, give it a thumbs up. If you come back, hype it up, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.